What is more accurate, Experian or Credit Karma? By the end of this episode, we're going to go through the pros and cons of each. Make sure you watch to the end. Okay, in this episode, we're going to dissect Credit Karma and the credit scoring algorithm that they use and why it's not necessarily relevant. We'll also compare Experian and Credit Karma. I'll give you the rundown for each and the perks for using each. Then we'll look at specific scenarios to find out which of these services would better suit your needs. All right, let's get to it. Okay, let's start with Credit Karma. What I like about Credit Karma is it gives your credit score with just a click of a button. Another thing that I really like about Credit Karma is it's literally opened up credit to millions and millions of people. Where before people were kind of confused about credit scores and also about credit in general, Credit Karma opened up this world to so many people that probably never would have had the opportunity to look at or evaluate their credit and scores and what they're eligible to purchase. Credit Karma, in terms of kind of how they operate, it's a free service. They don't have all three credit bureaus. They only have TransUnion and Equifax. They don't have Experian, which is going to be one of the biggest credit bureaus. They also use a less widely, I wouldn't say known because it's well known, but a less widely used scoring metric, and it's called VantageScore. Okay, now in terms of Experian's website, they have, of course, the Experian credit report, but they actually use FICO. And FICO is going to be the credit scoring algorithm that all lenders use in most cases. Well, I'm not going to say all. About 90% of lenders are going to use in most cases. And I don't want to get too much into the whole FICO algorithm versus the VantageScore algorithm. I've created videos on both of those. Okay, in terms of Experian and the fact that they use FICO, FICO actually uses a much broader base or a much broader data set to calculate scores. There's a whole lot more to that, but I'm not going to dive too deeply into that. When it comes to the Credit Karma, they use a much thinner data set when it comes to their VantageScore algorithm. In terms of cost, Credit Karma is going to always be free. They monetize off selling you financial products. So remember, in this world, nothing truly is free. In fact, in economic terms, there's a statement that says there's no such thing as a free lunch. And what that means is that if it's free, it's really not free. Somebody's paying for it, right? In terms of Credit Karma, you're paying for it when you click on that auto loan that they're recommending, or that business card that they're recommending, or that personal card that they're recommending, or that personal loan that they're recommending. Now, Experian does kind of the same things. They do have a free service. It allows you to see your Experian credit report and also your FICO 8 benchmark score. Within FICO, there's hundreds of scores. The benchmark score is going to be, if there was a comparison, it's going to be comparable to your VantageScore. One of the things I really like about the Experian service is you have the ability to upgrade, of course, for a fee, to get all three of your credit reports. Again, Credit Karma gives you two for free. Experian will give you all three. And then they also have the ability, if you go with the Experian service, to pull your industry-specific scores. You're going to be able to see your auto loan scores. You're going to be able to see one of your mortgage scores. You're going to be able to see your bank card scores, and then, of course, all of your benchmark scores. With the Experian service, they're only going to show you the industry-specific scores on your Experian side of things. So TransUnion and Equifax, you're not going to see your industry-specific scores for those credit bureaus. You're going to actually have to go through FICO if you want to see those. Both Credit Karma and Experian are fantastic at keeping you engaged. Both have a plethora of resources for educational purposes. Again, they have your credit scores, and they have all kinds of different bells and whistles to keep you coming back and keep you interested in their websites. One of the primary differences is that Credit Karma is free. Experian is going to cost you some money if you want to upgrade to your industry-specific scores and you want the full suite of services. So kind of in summary, Credit Karma is going to offer you educational resources. It's going to offer you mobile access on your cell phone, which is very nice. It's going to give you credit card recommendations, loan recommendations. It's going to kind of give you a general idea of what your credit looks like. Experian is going to give you a much more detailed look at your overall credit. It's going to give you credit monitoring. It's going to give you identity theft insurance. It's going to give you credit and loan matches, dark web surveillance, a car management hub, and a credit summary that includes personalized suggestions. What I like about Experian is that they offer a secondary service, which you can take it for what it is. It's called Experian Boost, and it does allow you to add your utilities and your streaming services, so it can help your credit scores depending upon what industry you're trying to purchase in. Right now, there's a big movement to reach people that haven't had access to credit, and they're going to start using more self-reported things like this to actually grow out those scores. I do like the service-ish. The one thing I don't like about Experian Boost is that you have to give them your bank account information so that they can pull that data. I'm not a fan of giving the credit bureaus any more information. They've already got all of our information. Many years ago, we had a breach with Equifax. I'm not sure that I'm on board with giving them access to my bank accounts also. Just a personal preference. Now, before we go on, I do want you to know that I'm not getting paid from Experian or Credit Karma. I'm simply just giving you my opinion and the way the services both work. If you want more of my opinions, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be working hard to bring you a video each weekday over credit, lending, real estate, and other relevant personal finance topics. Okay, now let's look at some different situations where the Experian service or Credit Karma might serve you best. First off, if you're somebody who is new to credit, there is no doubt that Credit Karma is a great starting place for all the reasons that I've mentioned before. Even though the scores at Credit Karma, the Vantage score, isn't necessarily going to be the scores that lenders use when it comes to qualifying you for any specific purchase, it's still a great beginning at kind of seeing how things work, opening up credit to yourself, seeing credit scores that may or may not be what the lenders are pulling, but you kind of get an idea of what's going on. Now, if you're a little bit more of an experienced buyer, and you're in a situation where you're gonna make a purchase, whether it be for your auto loan purchase, whether it be for a home, or maybe you're looking for a new high-limit credit card, Experian is going to be the better service for you. And the reason is because they're going to have those industry-specific scores and those higher value tools. Of course, you're going to have to pay for those scores. Credit Karma doesn't cost anything, but then you get what you pay for. You don't get the industry-specific scores that lenders are actually looking at. Because Experian uses FICO, and FICO's been around forever, and it's the preferential credit scoring algorithm used in the United States and most of the world, FICO's never going to give those scores away for free. In my opinion, if you're okay with paying fees, Experian is going to be the better service. It's going to give you the widest scope of scores and the more in-depth services.